Okay, I think we're good. Let's talk self-care and practice. And if you guys are with me live and you have questions, feel free to drop them. I think you'll be able to do that. If not, I'll answer them afterwards. So I want to talk about the 10% rule. I want to talk about why this stuff is important. And I want to talk a little bit about my experience, strength, and hope when it comes to self-care and practice. Let me just give you a bird's eye view, hi Courtney, of what my morning has been so far today, okay? I'm adjusting a lot of people this afternoon in a short amount of time, and tomorrow morning after my 7:30 a.m. CrossFit class, I get on a plane to Arizona to go see my coaches. Hopefully between now and then, I'm going to meet with about 7 coaching clients, adjust a ton of people, spend time with my husband, eat a well-balanced real food meal, and hopefully get some rest. But what happens now, and I think it's like a 50-year-old thing, is when I get excited, I can't sleep. So it's like I'm excited to get on that plane tomorrow and to go see my coaches. So I'm not going to be able to sleep tonight. So there goes all of these components of self-care out the window. By the way, already today, I've run my errands. I just dropped my kid off at work. Here I am in the parking lot, literally the parking lot of dropping him off. But I got my walk-in. So usually, hi Maria, I miss you. Usually my self-care picture looks like something to do with food and something to do with movement. What I'm trying to do as of late is make it something to do with my mind too. Like I'm always studying and writing and creating, but I also, as of late, I'm trying to get reading time in too. So my rule of thumb, the 10% rule of thumb, and wait, I want to back up 1 minute. There were years in practice that I was smoking, that I was, per the typical doctor's office, obese, that I was vaping, and not to make me wrong, I just want you to know that I've been there. I know what it feels like to feel like you have no options left. I know what it feels like to feel like if one more thing hits, it's all gonna come tumbling down. And in the moments or the days or the months or the years even that I experienced that in practice, I definitely used some coping mechanisms. And I'm really grateful to say that I was able to let go of all of that stuff, to let go of the food stuff, to let go of the tobacco or the nicotine addiction. I'm totally addicted to gum, and you guys will see, usually when I go live, I'm chomping on some Spry, like it's a real thing, right? Because that's how I move through the world. I want more of everything yesterday, and if I find something that works, I want it all the time. So when it comes to self-care, the 10% rule, and I tell you guys about my addictions and what I've been through so that you know that I'm not just pulling, this isn't easy for me, right? The 10% rule is that today's July 18th, I'm going to do 10% better today than I did yesterday. What does that mean? I'm going to either plan differently, or I'm going to sit down when I'm eating my meal, or I'm going to make sure that I get on the appointment schedule for my chiropractor, or I'm going to make sure that before I sit down at my desk, you guys, I sit at my desk for hours at a time. Sometimes I'll stand at my desk as a coach, right? When I'm adjusting, when I'm with patients, I'm moving, I'm shaking, I'm grooving. But I'll sit at my desk legit for 3, 4, 5 hours at a time, processing information for my coaching clients. It's a lot, right? However, if I have a big cup of, it's actually in the back of my car, I go and I buy cases at a time of Suja juice. It's S-U-J-A, and it's just ginger, cayenne, stevia, filtered water, and lemon. So I drink them with water in like a huge container. If I give myself the 10% of the day and make the time to get it set up for myself, it's a matter of giving me about 10% of the lovin' that I give to everybody else in my orbit. If you can take the time to give yourself 10% more than you did yesterday, you are going to increase efficiency by 10%. You're going to increase success by 10%. You're going to increase your wellness picture by 10%. So often I look around the four walls of professional seminars and I see people trying to nourish on food that's not real. I see them really uncomfortable in their bodies. I see them exhausted looking. I see them looking down at their cell phones for minutes at a time, which is, if you're a chiropractor, super exhausting on your cervical spine, on your lymphatic tissue, on all of it, right? I see these things happening in the wellness circles that I'm a part of, and it leaves me scratching my head. I know that we can do better. I know that we can do better. So whether or not you want it, the reputation that precedes you as being a wellness practitioner is that you take care of yourself. That's what your patients and your clients assume, whether or not you want that or whether or not it's true. So why not jump on the bandwagon and be hungry for being in the best shape of your life? Be hungry for walking the talk. Be hungry for being an ambassador of well-being, right? That's what I'm hungry for today. I'm also hungry. That's the truth of the matter. I'm hungry. I remember when I was interviewing a nutrition coach to hire for myself. She's just this phenomenally amazing woman. She's a CrossFit Games athlete. And we met at Panera Bread. And I was like at the bottom of the barrel when it came to my addiction with food. This was years ago. And we went into Panera and she had a tank top on and her muscles were cut. Like she was in such good shape. And people kept walking up to her saying, I really want to know what you do. Like, I think during our 45-hour-long conversation, 45-minute conversation, 3 people walked up to her and said, can you tell me what you do to be so strong, to be so healthy? And I was more inspired by that than I was by the words that she said. And I hired her. And what I find is that when I have an appearance of being strong and healthy, I'm not talking about weight, I'm talking about embodying health, exuding well-being. I'm a magnet for people who are looking for that. I know that you guys can relate to what I'm saying. So my offering to you is do 10% more today than you did yesterday for your wellness picture. I hear a lot of my patients, I'm going to just give you one tip and then I'm going to sign off because I've got 50 million things to do before my 10:30 coach call. Carrie, if you're watching, I might be a few minutes late. My offering to you is this. I have patients tell me all the time, I travel, or this is my excuse, or I can't get to the gym, or whatever their reasoning is for not being able to do a workout or commit to a movement routine. And my rule of thumb is move to the point of sweat 5 days a week, okay? My second rule of thumb is for every hour you're in front of the screen and being stagnant, for every hour that you're sitting or standing still, you move to the point of sweat for 10 minutes each day. So if you're sitting for 5 hours or stagnant for 5 hours at a time, you move to the point of sweat for 50 minutes. Most of us are stagnant if you're a desk sitter for about 8 hours. So that's 80 minutes of movement a day. That's about what we need to bounce. And I'm not saying 80 minutes at a time. I'm saying 80 minutes throughout the day. That could be 3 25, 30-minute walks, however you want to do that. I love the idea of the workout of 100s too. I challenge my patients with this all the time. And here it goes. You ready? And I promised so many of you a PDF, like a sheet showing you this. It goes like this. For 100 days, you do 100 squats, 100 push-ups, and 100 sit-ups. 100 days, 100 squats, 100 push-ups, 100 sit-ups. And it could be 10 rounds of 10 of each. It could be 20 rounds of 5 of each. It doesn't matter, however you need to break it up. 100 days, 100 push-ups, 100 squats, 100 sit-ups. And it can also be any variation of those movements, as long as you're sucking your belly button into your spine while you're doing the movements. Your core is engaged. So if people can commit to that, there's no excuses. I can do that in the airport waiting for a plane. And I will be that guy who's doing push-ups and squats and sit-ups in the corner. I will absolutely do that. In fact, I've done that before and had people join me. Totally cool. Okay, so for today, 10% more than you did yesterday. And it's going to increase your efficiency. It's going to increase your experience on the planet by 10%. Let us know how it goes. I would love nothing more than to see you guys drop images in the post where you're watching this video of you doing your 10% more. I'm loving you guys from here. I hope that was helpful.